Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rob from Barcotec. Why is it RealWear and Barcotec? Very easy. RealWear is making these, and we, Barcotec, are selling this especially in Europe. That's the short summary. The history is very, very long. We started with the topic of voice control, voice recognition 8 years ago already. By the way, this is why it's called head-mounted tablet. Okay, you have your hands free. That's what it's all about. For those who do not know what this device is about. Who knows this device? Hands? Ah, very good. Okay, then we can speed up a little bit. So, the history is very, very long because Barcotec is market leader in the area of auto identification in Austria, and we have lots of fancy handhelds. So the devices you have in your hand or are stationary, and the next evolution step for us was having your hands free again and to do something with wearables on your own. You're wondering probably a little bit why there is Matt Froelich and Robert Duchac. Very easy. Unfortunately, Matt is no longer with RealWear anymore. Very sad. But RealWear asked me to do this speech alone, and I hope for you this is okay as well. So, we named it a wearable success story. You probably ask why. This is actually very easy to tell. We're in the market for nearly 3 years now. RealWear and Barcotec are operating in over 60 countries. Operating means not only there's a device somewhere in the country, there's daily work done with the HMT. There are 12 supported languages. This was also very, very important for Europe. Why? Because there was German from the very first beginning, there was Italian, French, Spanish, so lots of local languages already integrated in the HMT and the platform. And then there are actually more than 130 optimized applications for the wearable. What does that mean? You don't have to build everything from scratch, that it runs on the wearable. It's an Android platform, Android 8. So those optimized applications just did one job. They had a look at the device and said, there's a difference between touching and swiping and speaking. So if you have a button, which is called, there's an AWE app, and the button is called AWE, you don't have to code that it understands automatically. You don't have to code that it understands AWE, it does it automatically. So if you say AWE, the button is clicked. That's the idea. And this is how it works. So very, very easy in that case. The thing is, why wearables? Everybody is thinking about new devices, new ideas, innovations and stuff like this. But the big effort to get your hands free again is something which a lot of people are thinking about. And I found an old picture of the MIT. This is a team of researchers, as you see here. And if you have a close look, this picture is about 25 to 30 years old. And if you have a closer look, you probably see some similarities with wearables nowadays. So this is nothing completely new, of course, but the level we're working at and what we're doing now is totally free, because nobody really imagined that we're already so far. I brought a video with me with a general topic about wearables and how wearables help. I think this pretty much sums it up. Have a look. So, wearables are reality. We're not talking about anymore having a tool which you put on your head and say, that's cool, thank you, and you move on. No, time have changed. I remember very well, I had a talk 2 years ago in a smaller room at AWE, and when I was presenting the HMT the first time, there were lots of people in there and said, oh, okay, sounds strange. Interesting, but strange, and we will see. And this totally changed. Why? Because this is not an add-on anymore. It's not about, funny thing. What we do nowadays is we replace smartphones. We replace simple tablets you have in your hands. And we replace even laptops. So this is a full PC on your head. You don't need anything additionally. Okay? And this is the big change we're making here. So it's about changing processes, because if you have a device in your hand and you do stuff, or you're not able to do stuff, and you get your hands free again, you probably change a lot of processes, which are currently using devices, which probably follow up. So there has to be a new way of thinking. Every time when we present the HMT in a client meeting, there are lots of inspirational ideas, because it totally opens up the way of working, of co-working especially. So, why is the HMT, why has the HMT so many critical factors, especially for industry? We're number one in the world already in that area. First of all, wearable, easy to wear. That's quite logical. But this is very important. It shouldn't get hot, it shouldn't be very heavy, it should be easy on the head. You should have a lot of flexibility to look into the display with the left eye, with the right eye, to wear it with hard hats, with safety glasses, and stuff like this. Okay, this is very important for wearables in general. The second thing is the easy to use. You just put it on your head and say what you see. Ready. You don't need a 3 hours workshop or any something very spectacular. You can put it on your head and use it. That's it. The second thing is ruggedized. Ruggedized. So you can throw it like the other tools in the truck you're driving. No problem. You can go out in rain. You can have heavy dust in your environment. Snowfall. It could be freezing. No problem with that. Still working. Very important. The second thing is reliable. If you think this is just a show device I just throw around every day and it's not working, it's working. And I throw it around for more than 2 years now. That's the thing. They don't get broken at all. You don't have to reboot every 10 minutes and stuff like this. And also very important, easy to integrate. Easy to integrate for IT departments, for companies in general. So if you have a very special platform, if you have a very special technology which is not really manageable and easy to integrate in processes in IT departments, probably this is a showstopper. And it has to be manageable. So companies should be able to control the device with a mobile device management or other solutions. Because if there is a problem with a software or with an application and to have to update the device and it's not in your office or in the building opposite, you need a solution to manage the device. And of course it has to be secure. Secure means security badges for Android, of course, and user rights, for instance. If you have one device for 10 different people, there are probably some different user rights. Are you able to manage those? And yes, with the HMT, you are. Use cases. We have, at the moment, and this is constantly changing, we have 3, I say, big use cases where the HMT really shows its strengths. The first of all is guidance. So you get an information wherever you are, what needs to be done. So this can be with locally stored documents, with database information, or triggered through GPS, barcodes, Bluetooth beacons, and of course, augmented reality, so that the camera automatically detects what's in front of you. Could also, of course, be a mixture. The second thing is, from the use case side, information. If you know what to do, probably is the second step, how to do it. Because you don't always know technical stuff, especially maintenance of different models of machines. You don't always know how to do it exactly, also due to quality assurance ideas, of course, behind it. So you have, for instance, workflow applications that guide you step by step. What's the first step? What's the second step? What's the third step? And so on and so forth. And of course, if you have some challenges, you can make a video call. This is one of the top use cases. Having a video call and having an expert seeing exactly what I'm seeing through the camera, and he can guide me to the process, and I have my hands free. This is the main use case we are facing actually at the moment. That's the second use case. And the third one is documentation, what was done. So not only what, how, also what was done for warranty reason, for probably having a ticket be followed up when you're ready to another department, to another technical guy, whatever it is. But also, of course, it can be everything done locally, locally stored, what you have done with photos, with videos, could be streamed, and of course, all the content you generate can be used, for instance, for training as well. So if you face new problems and you documentate them, you can probably use it another time. I brought a pretty perfect video from a client, and I'm an Austrian guy, so of course I brought an Austrian company. It's the company Palfinger, and let's see the video.
Palfinger is making a new level of service possible with its networked service tool, the Smart Eye. This head-mounted tablet with integrated camera, speakers, and display enables servicing to be performed with bidirectional live support. Hands-free operation thanks to voice commands.
Flash.
Enough battery life for a whole shift. And individual positioning for any application. A simple QR code scan connects you directly to our experts via the internet. This guarantees smooth service support. In addition to the voice connection, video chat allows users to share graphical content, documents, and notes. Water and shock resistance means that service tasks can be performed anywhere and in all weather conditions. With the Palfinger Smart Eye, our worldwide service partners are well equipped to deal with any challenge. Quick access to Palfinger expertise reduces product downtime and costs. Knowledge on demand thanks to the service tool from Palfinger. The Smart Eye.
Smart Eye, because they're outside in the rain, outside in the snow, need to wear a helmet, probably, not always have to, but probably a lot of times. So you need a perfect device you can integrate in the system, in the concept, okay? So this is a perfect example how it could work or how it works in reality with Palfinger. So why do companies use the HMT? The main reason is, of course, very simple. You all know that, reducing downtime, because this really costs money. If there is a crane in the port of Hamburg, for instance, and you have a slot for 70 hours to lift the weights out there from the ship, and the crane is broken for 3 hours, you got a problem. Very simple, reduce time with machines and stuff as well. The second thing is, if you have a trouble, shorten the time for troubleshooting, because the faster you're up and running again, the better it is. The skills gap issue. In many companies, they face the problem. They have some experts and a lot of, let's try to call it very diplomatic, less experienced people. So, how make the knowledge of the expert transferable to the other guys? Also because they probably retire very soon. So how to take all the knowledge they have and give it to others. So this is very important to have digital assistance tools here. And the fourth thing, of course, is save travel cost and time. This is not such a big topic because the number one when it comes down to costs is everything about downtime. When we talk with clients, as mentioned before, they're very, very inspirational meetings and they have lots of ideas because it's just a simple tablet and you're not limited. So when we start in discussing something with the clients, at the end of the day, you always have to start with a first use case because you have so many possibilities. So there's video call, maintenance, workflow assistance, whatever it is. Okay, and then everything starts. It doesn't mean that you stick to that use case the rest of the discussions. Sometimes this is of course developing because they found out they bought 2 devices and are experimenting around. In another department, it's way faster to reach the return of investment with software solutions and stuff like this. So this is of course changing. But there's more, there's much more. To really get into scalability, you need, especially for hardware, lots of different services as a plus. The basic is, of course, the fast availability of the devices and accessories. If you have, just happened yesterday, a client flies to Qatar, needs a new helmet, needs helm clips, he needs them immediately, not 6 to 8 weeks time for waiting until the accessories arrive. The second thing I already said that, a long day already, mobile device management. Somehow you have to monitor, stage, configure, and comply the devices. Because if they're not anymore on your table, you still have to have the capability to manage this. What we offer as well is custom staging for partners and clients. This saves costs because we don't have to ship to the software company or to the system integrator or whoever. We could direct rebatch shipping for the partners as well. And not a big part, luckily, service and maintenance for HMTs. It's not such a big effort because they don't get broke really a lot because they're so ruggedized. So just giving you a little bit of an overview what's currently happening, let's say, around the world. So what's next? There are mentioned lots of software companies already optimizing their applications. And we're pretty happy that Cisco joined the game for a couple of months ago, and pretty new TeamViewer as well has a solution which is just quickly installed on the HMT and can be started. So great that bigger ones get the attention already, and integration could become more easier with those guys. Another part, we talked a little bit about ruggedized and dirty and probably loud environments where you use the HMT. We also have lots of clients in chemistry or in production where everything has really to be clean, so no dirt at all. And that's why this is a prototype of silicone head strap. So nothing leaves the head strap from the small part size, and everything can stay clean in clean production areas. Because of course there as well, digital assistance, whatever it would look like, is very, very helpful. Retail and logistics. You just saw a great example with logistics with Coca-Cola and Ubimax before. Yes, not the typical use case for commissioning, of course, because with the camera you're not so fast with a laser, for instance. And retail is actually, it's public logistics, okay? Because you are actually the commissioner in the supermarket if you take the good. I have to warn you about the next picture. Which will show up. My marketing forced me to use this. It could look like this in the out-of-stock management tomorrow. So, what do I have on the hand here? It's a so-called wearable scanner. You just link this one via Bluetooth to the HMT, and you have a professional scanning machine on the one side, and you have the interaction possibilities and everything with the HMT. So pretty perfect, because you have always to move goods in retail and logistics. So you always need your hands somehow, and even just to drive the vehicle to get to the stuff. And this is something what we're facing at the moment, that it's not only the HMT itself, cool as it is of course, but additional hardware which can be combined with the HMT. Probably you already were at the booth. We have a booth out there, and there is a partner called Kinemic. Have a look, this is a video. So, welcome gesture control. Also, pretty linked via Bluetooth to the HMT, and this is another way of interacting with the device. What else can you see at the booth? Our partner Attens, they show a classical workflow solution application. So simple, what's the first step? Is this okay? Is this not okay? What has to be done then? And so on and so forth. Another beautiful showcase from Asset. They show two actually from the automotive perspective. The one is Toyota and Lexus. They surprised us a little bit. This pretty much explains how the different ideas with the HMT works, because they use it for service. This is a picture of a video from the mechanical guy in the garage at the car, and the lady is sitting outside or in the office or wherever, and she just gets an email, takes the call, and sees exactly what the mechanic sees with her car. So she doesn't have to wait. She doesn't have to go in dirty environments and stuff like this, and service got another level there. There is another showcase with Asset with Porsche. Have a look at the booth. And last but not least, our partner Colossus shows one of the bigger projects with Linde. I think they have already more than 100 devices in the field. Also with the intrinsically safe version of the HMT. Yes, we are the only ones having an intrinsically safe version as well. So if you don't know the HMT, come to our booth, check those out, and free your hands. Thank you.